I'm Uncle Dutch, and we're making another Rusty Jimmy video. Uncle Dutch is Rusty Jimmy's godfather. I'm his creator. I was confirmed that we have our tailgate video here today. I'm broadcasting from my hillbilly mansion as usual. Neighbor doesn't cut their grass either. Verizon's screwing me with no line speed, and I'm just having a wonderful holiday. So behind door number one, Rusty door number one that has to get fixed yet, is an MSD knockoff. It's actually an MSD distributor. I called the company, I ordered an MSD, and then they told me they had something cheaper. It just doesn't have the MSD name on it, but the same Chinese company makes MSD parts now. How about that? And behind door number two, I mean fender number one, we're getting ready. This is our 4th of July special, so I'm going to cover some things with you guys about restoring these trucks. We have Rusty's new dog bone in underneath there. I don't know if you can see that. And then we got to go work on the steering stabilizer and the undercoatings. Top end of the motor's getting back together, all except for the distributor, and we're awaiting a brand new chrome dress-up kit. Talk about lipstick on pigs. Rusty's not all that bad. He's not really a pig no more. He's been thoroughly cleaned up, and once we get the distributor out, we're going to work on the rest of coating that firewall. But we're working on minute details like this. There's tools you're going to need when you go to do a restoration to cut certain areas out. That was my helper's screw up right there, and that's not the way it's done. This is the way it's done. We use a nibbling bit, carbide bit, and nothing fits perfect that you get from China anymore, or even America. The fenders fit, but they are not form fit. So I have to cut some holes out, oblong some holes, and hopefully when we go to line everything up, it'll fit. This is one of the tools that you use for the job. And then I wanted to tell you guys, you backyard restoration guys, about chasing your holes, especially when you do body work like rockers as badly rotted as Rusty was there. That was a real issue, and it had to be dealt with. Unfortunately, body work gets in your holes, and it's not looking in your best interest to just go jamming a bolt in that hole. So what you do is you chase them. I weld the tap right to the socket, and I know it's a waste of a socket, but it gets the job done. And then I use oil on the tap, and that's why the washers are in there, because it tells me exactly what's in there. Because I remember I drop washers in the oil so I don't get it confused with another product or reducer. And then I'm going to address you trolls about me having a shop. I have one of the largest shops here in the Northeast. I prefer to work in my backyard because I've made my mark in life, and I want to work in my backyard instead of staying in a hot building all day. I hire competent people that can do work for me. So when you people say, oh, you didn't make that or whatever, or you didn't manufacture that or whatever, some stuff I do, some stuff I don't. Do you think every product you buy on the market, like a Chevy truck, is made by Chevrolet? No. There's dozens of companies that are involved in creating parts for these trucks. Like this. Our tailgate's on. This is roughed out. It's not the finished product. I used our stud, our nut device to put nuts in to make that belly band across there. We welded up there. I'm going to clean up the welds and clean up the steel and treat it, and then we're going to put our cosmetic pieces in. But I just wanted to show you those lintenals, when this started out, what those lintenals were all about. I welded my hinge right to them, because if these ever get in a rear end collision, it's seldom just the case of the tailgate, which the tailgate can be removed. If the superstructure is damaged, it has to get cut out anyway. You're not going to replace it, and 9 chances out of 10, something this old, they're going to total it and probably give him a check for $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, whatever he has into it. They prorate it. I mean, he's up around $7,000 already with this thing now. We're getting carried away with speed parts. Now we're looking at interiors for it. So, just to tell you trolls, I prefer to work in my backyard, in my hillbilly mansion, and I don't need anybody's critic the way I live, the way I work, what I do, where I do. Okay, I'm alive, I'm well, my bills are mostly paid, like everybody else. If I choose to pay it, sometimes I pay it. But anyway, you fucking retards that want to troll me about these bikes and stuff, you don't make that, you don't make this. No, I put together the most potent combination of parts I can get. And some of the stuff, yes, I make it. Okay? Otherwise, stay off my channel, make your own bike, advertise it. My name's out there, okay? And so are my custom vehicles, okay? There's dozens of trucks with my name on them that I've done and rehabbed. Okay, show me all the trucks you've done. 57 Chevys, 57 Chevy Apache trucks. Okay, I'm just starting to get into the internet. I didn't record on internet every build I've ever done because I'm 50 some years old. Okay, I started out when before a lot of you guys got your first stink finger wet. Okay, putting these trucks together, and we didn't have internet back then. This is like, I don't know how many. And then down the shop we build professional tool bodies. Okay, I just like to play in my backyard. Like, this is the holiday weekend, and this is what I do on a holiday. Instead of get stoned and buy a bag of dope, I put something together, something useful for a friend of mine. Brian's been a good friend. He's been good with money. Okay, I can't say anything bad. I personally, I don't like many police. A lot of people know I'm anti-cop. Okay, but there are cops that do come to me because they're the same as I am. They don't even like their own kind. Some of them have actually turned in their work partners and had them arrested. So those are my friends, are honest cops, like this guy. He's one of the best guys I'd ever meet, and I trust him with my life. And he, in turn, he's trusting me with his life to make sure that this truck turns out and it's safe and it's done right. And he's already made that clear, and he never mentioned it again. And I said, no, Brian, I said, that's my priority, is to make something worthwhile. So we got a little oil and different things on the fenders. This is a coating I was checking out. This keeps the stone chips. That's why the fenders are back off. Not to mention, like I said, we're fitting everything together. And I wanted to see how it reacted putting it. You're supposed to put it over the prime coat, but not all of it gets along with every primer. So I test a little spot with it. I've already tested it on the paint here. It's already on the paint, protecting the paint. But it keeps chips if you drop a tool, or like this, stone chips or something like that. It keeps it from happening that you get a big rust hole automatically. So I have a lot of peeves, and I don't just make motorized bicycles, okay? Geez, guys, give me some credit, okay? Go get a girlfriend, go get a life, okay? You know, stay off my channel if you're a troll. I mean, there's a lot of guys that contribute. A lot of guys tell me, hey, maybe you should do this, and I take your suggestions and I answer your letters. I'm getting letters from not just around the country. I'm getting letters from Scotland, Australia, other ways, for people that actually have these vehicles. Some of them are asking where to get parts because some of this rare stuff is hard to get. We did not get the cap seals. I'm looking for this. If anybody knows where to get these seals, it did not come in the kit we bought. It's a pickup truck kit. So Brian's shit out of luck there, and I got to go back to LMC truck and the rest of them and go back in my own fishing hole, because these gaskets that fit are important and I need them. And everybody else that does contribute to my videos, I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. A lot of you people, like I said, are heartfelt, except for these idiot trolls that don't understand how manufacturing and product making goes in business, because they're sitting there on their welfare check and they want one of my bikes for $300 out of their Social Security check because they sat on their ass all their life and smoked dope and drank beer. Okay, you're not going to get one of my bikes for $300. And I don't have to sell those bikes just to make a living, okay? And I make go-karts, and I take used go-karts and I refurbish them. I do all kinds of crazy stuff because I'm a retired aviation airframe and power plant guy. There is nothing I can't make or build. Nothing. Nothing on this planet. If I wanted to build a rocket space shuttle in my backyard, I'd give it my best effort. So I'm going to cover these pieces on how to cosmetically fit and fix some of this rot. We're going to use street signs for some of the inner panels because they're aluminum and they don't rot. And this is a stainless product. This is not mild steel. That's actually stainless that's going up there. It was specified by me because I have least problems with it. And I really do have a bitch of a time drilling through it with my press. I'm actually going to get it's called a blowborne press. Believe that or not, it has a plasma to drill holes. And it'll drill a certain size when you dial it in with the computer. And the cheapest one that I found is about $5,000. But I know there's cheaper ones out there because the company told me that they're making knockoffs of them now. So we're going to get Rusty's door hinges back on, get his fenders fitted, and then we're going to turn to these horrid doors and put the new seals in the doors, and we're going to look for those cap seals. Unfortunately, like I said, Verizon's screwing me. I have no line speed as usual. Verizon, you suck. You're the worst phone company in the world. So if I want to complain and bitch and complain, you don't have to listen to my channel either, by the way. I air my complaints so people publicly know what my stance is and where I'm at in life. And right there is where I'm at in life. I love playing with Chevy trucks. Okay? I got a half dozen of them. Thanks. And Kenny, keep the questions coming. I don't know how your truck's coming along. You haven't sent me a picture the last couple of weeks. I know people get busy with work and stuff. And I know sometimes you got to drop the project, drop the ball or whatever. And I did that. I was down in Bristol qualifying. So you guys have a good week and have a good safe 4th of July. Don't blow your fingers off. I just about did it last night. Thanks, guys.